Alright guys, so with 30% battery left, I'm going to attempt to do a video. And here I am, getting in the car. Hopefully this is a good perspective or a good camera angle. Now as you can see, right now, I have the window open. It's a nice brisk evening. And I have the seat covers all parted out. I think it looks great. The interior is immaculate. And it's ready for the next owner. But in today's video, or tonight's video, I want to talk about the good times I had with the Golf R. Now, it's more of a sentimental. Alright, so in tonight's video, I just want to talk about the good times I had with the R, and from here, reminisce. I know it's really of a sentimental value to me. It means a lot because this is the car that I truly just enjoy driving. And I know in the previous, it's hard for me to let go of anything, especially with the sentimental values involved with it. So this is extremely hard for me to go ahead and let go of this car, but I think the time is definitely here, and I think I'm making the right move. But anyway, let's talk about this car and when I got it. Again, if you guys watch my previous videos, I had a Mark 6 Golf R. From the Mark 6 Golf R, I decided to go ahead and stay loyal to the company, to the brand, Volkswagen brand, and moved on to the Mark 7 Golf R. The reason I didn't get the Mark 7.5s is because I think I had a good deal on the CPO. The first buyer, of course, took the initial hit, the initial depreciation. It had a couple of things involved with it in terms of like having it OEM parts and also installed by the dealership that I bought it from. And from there, I thought it was a good deal. And I took a leap, and here I am 5 years after. Also, one small note, I know you could get aftermarket wheels afterwards, but I really love the look of the Pretorias, and knowing that the 2018s back then will get the English Town wheels, I was like, I might go ahead and just jump into this one. My thoughts back then was I kind of regretted not going for the Mark 7.5s because of the front end, but I don't regret it now because I really like this DRL, the Mark 7 daytime running lights, the designs, the quad U's. I think that makes this car. But anyway, moving forward, I just want to talk about the good times, and the good times about the R, and why it's going to be hard to let it go. Now, working wise, modding it, it's a really easy car to go ahead and work. Everything's intuitive. Just reaching in to access the taillights, the rear adapters for the turn signals, just overall everything in terms of just upgrading the navigation here to Discover 8-inch unit. It was pretty easy. It's tedious taking out the trims, but overall everything was so, I wouldn't say hassle-free, but more of a straightforward install. I like the fact that I could go ahead and wrap this whole wheel and then from there transform the whole interior look. Transforming the interior with the LEDs, with the blue footwells from the Auto Key, just transforming this whole interior at night made it so much nicer to drive at night, and I was proud to drive this car. Power-wise, it was stock. Like I cited before, I had so much trouble back then that I wanted to go for a DSG so I could handle the torque. I ended up not modding the car so I could have gotten stick, but no. The DSG, the direct shift gearbox, the dual clutch transmission is by far one of my favorite transmissions ever, meaning that I could go ahead and switch gears whenever I want to downshift and do a pass, or just kind of be stuck in traffic and have this adaptive cruise control take over. So this 2017 had all the safety features, the sonars in the back, the front, parking assist, all this. Just create this whole package of an ultimate daily driver that I'm gonna miss. The compact size, just weaving around the city, being able to fit in tight parking spots. Just overall width of it gets me in and out of this driveway with no problem versus the car that we are looking into. That's gonna be a behemoth of a vehicle that might not be that might not be as nimble as this. Well, definitely won't be as nimble as this one. But Moving on to the next one is the kind of like the memories that this car created. Now, I took a couple road trips in this. Me and my wife, we went to a couple of trips, starting with the fall foliage. I love seeing fall foliage. And we went to New Hampshire, we went to Maine, we went to Vermont with this car, and it was just pretty much a pleasure to drive. And I can't believe that the Pretorias, in a way, took us that far without breaking down or getting a blown out tire with the 35 sidewall tires. Just couldn't believe it. But I'll talk about that a little bit later. I got engaged in this car, and I had the drone footage and everything. It was this car who took us there. It was this car where we were, after she said yes, we were just talking and how much planning I put into it. She's like, what about this? What happened if this didn't go according to plan? And we were just having just overall memories in this car. Our wedding day was raining like cats and dogs in the morning, so we canceled our limo. And this took us to our wedding, and my only regret was not having the photographer wait around for me to go ahead and take a picture of my wife in her wedding dress, my tux. We didn't have a picture of that, so that's unfortunate, but this took us to our wedding venue. This car kept us safe when my wife was pregnant with our girls. So every day she worked during COVID, prime COVID, peak COVID. I took her to work back and forth in this car. Great daily driver. He's gas efficient. Kinda. It's gas efficient if you kind of go easy on it. But I remember when it was peak COVID, just when it was starting off, actually, the roads were empty, and it was pretty fun to just drive around with the FDR empty, with 42nd Street empty and all that, and it just brings back great memories. Another thing is, it took our dogs around. It took my family around just like that. Pretty easy. We had dog carriers here. I remember having my 2 dogs here just sitting with me and just enjoying the ride, barking at random strangers. I remember in the back, there's a pass-through, so our dogs would go in and out between the back, the trunk. It was so easy. It was the 4 doors made it also amazing too, because as I was transporting everyone when they were in my car, it was just easy. Instead of me in the Mark 6 Golf R, I used to get out of my car, adjust my seats and everything like that. So everything about this car just is great. All right, and I think I just want to end off with this. The good times I had with it, I hope the second owner will be able to appreciate as much as I do. I guess the bad stuff about this car, not so much in terms of breaking down, because this car never broke down. This car never left me stranded. There was a water pump recall that was taken care of before anything catastrophic happened. The only thing that happened that was not cool was the fact that the thing is, off topic, I have a set of winter wheels that are dedicated for winter driving. Now these wheels are great. They actually took potholes. These are the Braid Full Race A rally setup, and from there, these took potholes like a champ. And every time and it had the Michelin XI3s on it, and it drove in the snow like no other. And I really recommend having that setup. The Haldex unit here was good, all-wheel drive system. I pushed it. I stayed in control. The only thing is, once I put the all-season tires in here, because I don't have time to go ahead and swap from left and right for the winter tire setup, because I have to go way to another location where the tires are stored to go ahead and do that, bring it up a couple flights, and then I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna after the summers ran out from the stock Pretorias, I went ahead and got Continental DWSs, and from there all-season setup. I remember going to work, returning to the office, and it was kind of close to springtime, but still cold and everything like that. The roads weren't paved, potholes were everywhere. And after not driving to that route for that long, I didn't have it memorized where the potholes were. Anyway, I hit a pothole. It bent the front driver's wheel, bent the Pretorias, bent out brand new all-season tires of Continental DWSs, and from there, that was that. That was that morning. That was that week. It took forever, but luckily our dealership, Trend Motors, shout out to Trend Motors, took care of everything after everyone declined me, especially the Volkswagen in Brooklyn. Made it kind of difficult to to work with. So I went back to servicing dealership, and they took care of everything. And from there, like I said, in the past, having a wheel warranty is definitely worth it. If you run these tires with 30, especially in the Mark 8s too, I know they have the 35 sidewall tires as well. Whoop, I'm back. And then from there, that was the thing. I think that's the only thing that really was problematic with this car. Other than that, everything was reliable and such. I had the 50-year maintenance, I mean, 5-year maintenance plan, 50K miles. That was done. All the work was done by Trend Motors and everything, and overall upkeep and everything. It was a breeze. And for 5 years, long as I've held a vehicle, but I think that's it. I think we'll see what happens in the future in regards to me getting back into a newer generation, maybe even a Mark 9 generation. But then again, I really want to see what Volkswagen does in terms of the engine. My ideal Golf R before I go would be a VR6, a boosted VR6 engine with some customized seats that are more. I guess the Mark 8 is going towards the right direction. I just don't really like the front end still. If a boosted VR6 was implanted in that car, it'll be nice. It'll be like the dream R. It's almost 10, and I hope the setup actually works and you see me. The autofocus actually works. But I'm signing out. All right. I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.